Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to Elder Tahar and the rest of the elders that are firmly pushing this truth. And as always, peace and blessings unto the elect. All right, so yeah, so I seen this on Twitter, and this is the spirit because I was watching the elder brother Yahweh call last night, and he mentioned how a lot of these a lot of these women out here, y'all gonna get put down, and that's exactly what happened. Florida man shot his ex-girlfriend 15 times because she did not return his calls and texts. Man, as scripture says, which I have it, jealousy is the rage of a man, right? So I'm gonna read it. It says a Florida man told police that he shot his ex-girlfriend 15 times because she would not return his calls or text messages, according to an arrest report. Carlos Jones told police that he woke up in an angry state because his ex-girlfriend, Shadayla, yeah, man, that's a nigga woman. Hey, look, you can take a look at her too. Yeah, matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab this real fast. Yeah, you can tell, man, that's a hardy woman. Sirach 26:9 says the whoredom of a woman may be known in her hardy looks and eyelids. That's right, man. Man, just go ahead and take a look at her eyelids. Take a good look at her face. Man, you can tell. Man, you can tell she's a nigger woman just by the way she looked. Because to a certain extent, we know in 1 Samuel 16:7 it says, "For the Heavenly Father looketh not on outward appearance, but the Heavenly Father tries the hearts." But to a certain extent, you can also tell how a person is by their gait, or you can tell how a person is by their countenance, like it says in the book of Sirach, the 19th chapter, how they look and how they dress. In Sirach chapter 19 and verse 29, it says, "A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him." And that's a true statement. Because you can tell when somebody is a man of or a woman of understanding. They don't have a simple look to them. Right? Verse 30, "A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait shew what he is." And that's a true fact. Person is gesturing, giggling all the time. Or you can tell, all right, he's not a real serious person. Right? But one that is, mostly quiet and, he doesn't have a lot to say. But when he talks, he is not nonsense out of his mouth. You can tell that he's a man of wisdom. So let me go back to it, man. And more Jakes are going to be doing this. More Jakes are going to be doing this. So it says Carlos Jones told police that he woke up in an angry state because his ex-girlfriend Shadalis Johnson had not been answering his phone calls or texts. At that moment, he said he decided that he was going to shoot and kill Johnson. Right now, it says right here when investigators asked Jones if he felt remorseful, he told them no, and if he had to do it again, he would have killed Shadayla and her father. Man, you could tell. All right, take a look at him, man. He's thrown off. Okay, he's completely thrown off. Yeah, the spirit of jealousy came on him, and that's in the law, which I'm going to grab as well. All right, that's in the law, because more than likely, because we know that really, according to the laws, right? When you read Matthew, the 5th chapter, I believe, really, if the woman is not committing adultery, or if she's not, or if she didn't commit no sexual, abominable sexual act, unlawful sexual act, divorce is not even supposed to be a thing unless she did those things. Unless she committed adultery, what's that? Necrophilia, that's having sex with dead bodies, being a lesbian, laying down with a beast. Really, really, there isn't supposed to be a divorcement between a husband and a wife. That's a forever union, right? That is a forever union. So she technically, by biblical law, still belonged to him, unless unless he unless he put her away, unless he said, "Listen, we're breaking up." But more than likely, he didn't. He didn't break up with her, because a lot of these relationships nowadays, the breakup is initiated by the woman, and the woman doesn't have power. The woman doesn't have that power to depart from her man. No power whatsoever, unless he's dead, unless he's dead, or unless he puts her away, which that's still unlawful. But or if he comes out and he's a damn homosexual, or he's doing some unlawful sexual acts, then that's when the woman can depart. But other than that, the woman don't have no power departing from her man. And you already know, man, she was cheating on him, doing all types of shit. And that spirit of jealousy came on him. This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 34. It says, I'm sorry, verse 32. It says, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And that's what happened. He said, man, I woke up in an angry state, and I decided I was going to kill her. He shot her 15 times. Or he probably went through her phone, seen all these damn niggas in there. Man, look at her. Look at her. Hey, she probably had a smart ass mouth too. Or you could tell. Look at her. It's like, nigga, get out my face. Then he just shot her ass. Bam. And that's what's gonna be happening more and more as the time progress. Because a lot of men are tired of you women, man. You see it on social media. I mean, a lot of these men, hey, they're sick and tired of you women. Like, sick and tired of you women curving them, or leaving them on scene, not giving them no play. That's why they're so angry. They're so angry, or they ain't getting no sex, so they're sexually frustrated. And that was his woman. That was his ex-girlfriend. So you already know how that go. So he said, you know what, I'm just go ahead and take her out. If I can't have her, nobody can. Man. So here's Numbers, the 5th chapter. You see, it says what? The adultery test. Right? Now, we used to make a joke and call this the magic potion. The magic potion, which I'm going to go ahead and go into it. Which this gives me an excuse to go into the law, for brothers that may not know this law. Numbers 5 and 11 says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, if any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, which is adultery, and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest. All right, so basically, if a man's woman commit adultery on him, and he kind of and the husband kind of like noticed something weird or off about it, like, I don't know, I think this woman done fucked another nigga. That's that spirit of jealousy. He got to bring her to the priest. Or it could be that she didn't do anything, but he's just like, man, I don't know, something is fishy about her. She walking different, or hey, we know how men are, right? I don't know, it's just something off with her. So just in case, he's gonna bring her to the priest, right? Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her. The 10th part of an ephah of barley meal, he shall pour no oil upon it, nor pour frankincense thereon. For it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance, bringing her sin to the forefront, if she committed adultery or not. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before Yahweh. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water. And the priest shall set the woman before Yahweh, and uncover the woman's head, and put the offering of memorial in her hands, which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse. And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee beside thine husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. And the priest shall say unto the woman, Yahweh make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. When Yahweh doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell. So that's what the like I said, like I call it the magic potion, but it's the bitter water. That bitter water that the priest make her drink, right, makes her thigh to rot and her belly to swell up. That shows, oh, so you was committing adultery. You are defiled. Verse 22. And this water that causeth the curse shall go into thy bowels, to make thy belly to swell, and thy thigh to rot. And the woman shall say a month. And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causeth the curse. And the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. See that? Hey, so if we had this implemented in today's society, that would cause a lot of problems. That would solve a lot of issues. That would solve a whole lot of issues. But we know that this place doesn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. So we already know that ain't even gonna happen. So if you want to read more on it, you can, because you see it keeps on going down and down. But see, so that spirit of jealousy came upon this guy. And if America really followed the Bible, he could have went ahead and did this. That's how things were operated in the ancient world. Or that spirit of jealousy. This right here is called the spirit of jealousy. This spirit of jealousy came on him because he called her, texted her. She wasn't answering her phone. So you already know what he's like. All right, he's thinking like, all right, this shorty's clearly with another dude. So that spirit of jealousy hopped on him. Right? Because like I said earlier, technically, right, and we don't know the whole backstory of them two. Who knows? He probably popped her cherry, especially if he did that. That's his woman. You know what I'm saying? Whoever popped, which we already know, but this society is all jacked up. But technically, whoever was the first man to, take the virginity of a woman, that's really technically her rightful husband by biblical law. Because let me go ahead and grab this. I believe it's the NIV. Hate, divorce. Maybe it's an NLT. Hate, divorce. Yep. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 16. It says, for I hate divorce, says Yahweh, the power of Israel. To divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty, says Yahweh of hosts. So guard your heart. Do not be unfaithful to your wife. You see that? So the Heavenly Father, he doesn't really like divorce. But when we read Matthew, the 5th chapter, the scribes and Pharisees asked, all right, so why did Moses write that law, and that was for the Yahweh said for the hardness of your heart. Let me go ahead and grab that. Our personal relationships right here. Let's see. Yep. All right, here we go. Matthew 5:31. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. You see that? So except your wife commit fornication, which fornication is any unlawful sexual act, or you're not supposed to put her away, right? But he said that Moses suffered you for the hardness of your heart. That's why Moses even wrote that, because you already know how Jake is. All right, Jake, they'll put away their woman for anything, because in the law, I believe it's Deuteronomy, like the 22nd chapter. Let me go ahead and grab it. Yeah, here we go. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 13, which it makes sense, right? Because it says, if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, yeah, he doesn't like her anymore, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. Because thinking about it like this, a woman's value is based upon her is based upon her being pure. It's based on her chastity. So now you done took this woman's virginity. So that's why Yahushua came and cleaned all that up. Because now you done took this woman's virginity, and basically once a woman's virginity is gone, her value decreases. Now you done put this woman away, and back in the ancient world, it's like, damn, like you're another man done already went into you. No other man is gonna really want her. No other man is really gonna want her now, cause it's like, damn, like your husband done put you away. Like, what's wrong with you? Then on top of that, your value done decreased, cause you're not a virgin anymore. So, and typically with a woman, when she's not a virgin anymore and she's single, man, she fucking wild out. She wild out. She tacks on more bodies on her, and that's just the truth. And that's just the truth. Not not trying to shame any woman, but that's just the truth. So that's why Yahweh Shai had to come and dead all that. Because really, what you doing is, as the man, you're devaluing that woman now, because you done took her virginity. Now she's single. She doesn't have a man anymore. She got to go back to her father's house, and then no man is going to want her. It's going to be hard now because she's not a virgin anymore. See that? Because a woman's virginity back in the ancient world, and also in Eastern societies and Eastern culture, that holds a lot of value. So it says here, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Yeah, because in the ancient world, for a woman to prove that she was a virgin, they would have sex on a white sheet, so that the blood can be on the sheet. They also practice that in Haiti. They practice that in Ghana as well. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Yeah, they're gonna chastise him. Cause like, bro, like, what are you doing? Now you trying to make it seem like my daughter is a damn whore. And they shall immerse him in a hundred shekels of silver, and give them to the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. See that? Yeah, he can't even put her away now. You try to lie. Yeah, bro, so that's why the Lord had to come and had to clean all that up, because just like how Israel was just bringing a burnt offering or sacrifice to the Heavenly Father, and when it wasn't sincere, man, dudes in Israel, man, they would just pop a woman, and then one day just say, man, I don't want to deal with this woman no more. I don't even like her. I don't even like her, and just go ahead and try to put her away. But now you just done devalued her now, because you done took her virginity. Yeah, so that's why, Yahweh Shai got to come, and everything will be back in order as far as marriage and everything goes, because as we can see, everything here in America is out of whack. Hey, so Yahweh desire you, brothers and sisters, were edified by this. With that being said, Shalom.